I knew my husband was a ritualist the very day he used my 6 months pregnancy to renew his ritual. Ever since then, I began searching for a way to bring him down. 2 months after marriage, my husband normally met with me twice a week. He wasn't a sex freak, but when he lost his job, he became a beast on me. My husband was working as the manager of his department in Shell. But unfortunately, a few months after our marriage, he was sacked by his boss because he refused to have an affair with her. Things began crashing down to the extent that he sold all his cars and other properties just to put food on our table. One day, there was a strange man my husband brought to the house. According to him, he said he was a business partner. I, as a wife, was happy at least my husband would get up back. After a few weeks of his association with this man, my husband came back and changed the parlor white light bulb to a red one. Honey, why did you change the bulb? I thought the old ones were still okay. I asked anxiously. Yes, I know, but it wouldn't hurt to change few stuffs in the house. Na broke I broke, no be die, he said sarcastically, with his cute smile, which got me relaxed to overlook everything. The following day, when my husband returned from his business partner's house, he began to act weird. He was so hungry for sex, which was unlike him. After that day, my husband would bang me every night and he would release inside of me, even though we planned not to give birth in that condition. He kept on doing this for a week until I took in. Every night after the day I told my husband I was pregnant, he will always ask me to go to the parlor and turn on the red light by 12 midnight. I will often refuse until this very day he refused to sleep on the bed and lay down in the parlor. By 12 midnight, he began to groan like someone who was going to die. After he called out to me with a dying voice, I rushed out of the room, but as soon as my eyes met the red light, I felt a sharp pain in my tummy. After he called out to me with a dying voice, I rushed out of the room. But as soon as my eyes met the red light, I felt a sharp pain in my tummy. The pain kept getting worse to the extent I began losing blood through my vagina opening. While all this were happening, my husband was sitting down watching me with a little smile pasted on his face. Before I knew it, I was getting very weak, to the extent I passed out. As soon as my eyes closed, I was transformed to another dimension. In this place, I saw another woman with pregnancy bombs. They all were pounding their babies in a mortar. I stared at them for a while with tears filled in my eyes. Before a man covered with black hoodie gown came to me with a mortar and pestle. As soon as he handed it to me, I began to feel something walking about in my stomach. I quickly lifted up my nice gown I wore, and immediately a baby slid out of my vagina. The man picked the baby and put him in the mortar. Then a thunderous voice said to me, "Begin to pound." As soon as the voice echoed out, the baby began to cry. I couldn't gather enough courage to pound, but suddenly I was whipped from the back, and quickly I turned to see who it was. As I held the spot which was whipped, amazingly, I saw no one, and then again another whip from another angle. I became scared and fearfully. I picked up the pestle and began to pound the baby while alive. I kept on pounding the baby until it transformed into blood and tiny pieces of meat. Soon I became weak to the extent I collapsed. When I opened my eyes, I found myself in the hospital bed with my husband by my side. Immediately he saw my eyes opened, he rushed and called the doctor, who later came but prevented him to come in. The doctors began running petty checkup on me, like looking into my eyes and my pulse. Madam, what really happened before the incident? The doctor asked as he sat by me on the bed. I was trying to help my husband, and all of a sudden, I felt a sharp pain. Doctor, I hope my baby is okay. I asked amidst tears. Signs. I'm sorry you lost your baby, and it's a mystery because medically we couldn't find out the cause of the miscarriage. Are you sure that's all that happened? Yes, I answered while crying uncontrollably. Don't worry, you will be fine. We will run another checkup, okay? The doctor assured me. After a while, my husband was allowed in. By then, I was done with the tears. As he sat down, he held my hand and said, Babe, I recently hit a mega deal, and now we are wealthy again. My husband